the match yesterday or catch any of the match yesterday?
I saw some of the highlights. I don't really
Yeah.
watch them if I don't have to, unless they're playing us.
Yeah, Carl?
But
Is he frozen?
that's just how it looks, man.
Yeah, he might be doing the mannequin challenge, isn't it? Yeah, no, I mean, like the goal that they conceded, the second goal was, gosh, like the defending was so bad. It was like, I don't know, like I can't even say Sunday League football because I can't remember ever seeing defending like that at Sunday League football. To be honest, it was so bad, and that's the second time we've seen Man United concede a goal like that this season. I remember when they played that team in Istanbul and then Babar broke from the halfway line and it was Man United's corner and they scored like that again. I'm with you. They're doing well. Solskjaer isn't the man to lead them forward, to be fair, because I feel like he's just making it up as he goes along and he's just hoping that, that the players are gonna, that the players of any sort of quality are gonna get them through each match, which obviously that can only take you so far. Like we saw yesterday, if there's no clear tactics to win a match, as you Newcastle fans know, that it's going to be hard to pick up points, to be fair. Where do you see Man United finishing this season?
Top 4. I think they'll finish top 4. They're not going to win it, and I don't think they'll be second, but third or fourth.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'll be surprised if they finish up in the top 4. I think teams around them might start picking up, but if they do, fair play to them. It's again surprised that they're even up there. To be fair,
I think Ollie did well. I think the signing of Cavani really helped because the man scores goals.
But then he doesn't play. I think he just needs to be starting now because Rashford obviously does well. Martial just doesn't.
Let's talk Martial, right? That man. I think he's almost bad stats as Joe Linton.
Yeah, that's what. When I saw that was on that went around on Twitter today that he's got one more goal than Joe Linton, and I was just like, or 2 more goals. I can't remember, but it's just terrible, man.
He's world class.
But he's world class, yeah. And
apparently
they love him, but obviously when he's not scoring, he's like the worst player in the world. And I think that's just football fans in general at the moment. When the player's doing well, we're saying that they're the best players in the world and we're loving them. And when they're not doing well, it's just like, because we get on to Callum Wilson, because I saw some comments about him the other day, which I was just like, this just isn't real life, man. It's just
it's the power
social media. Yeah, social media just gives people a voice that I honestly don't even think they deserve. Oh, this guy's drawing me out. He's saying I need to go ball. This is why I always wear a hat. And obviously, I usually get a haircut, but there's just I'm not breaking those rules.
No, I don't break the rules, mate. Either.
Yeah, we know you don't break the rules. But why were you late today, anyway, Josh? Let us know why you was a bit late today.
Me,
yeah. You came on 30 seconds before the stream started. Why were you late?
My food didn't turn up, man.
Yeah, your hair looks really fresh today as well.
I might have fell into my friend's house for a haircut.
Ooh. Let's just hope the police are not watching, innit?
I don't give names. I'm not grass.
Let's go on to the next team, Everton. Have either of you been impressed? Yeah, I mean, they've got Ancelotti in charge, so...
Yeah, but they got
either of you...
goalkeeper.
Oh, mate. I don't know. Like, I worry if we do have a European Championships in the summer, if this guy is our number one, we are in serious crap. And look at this comment: Sunderland, Middlesbrough, and Newcastle. Samuel, he just wants to start trouble today. I'm not quite sure, man. Yeah, I think he got let out of school too early today because he's on one, man. He's on one. Yeah, have you been impressed by Everton this season?
They've been a really mixed bag. Like I expected them to hammer us, and obviously we were able to pull out a result. I still expected them to beat us on the weekend, but I expected a bit more from them. I think with those signings, obviously James Rodriguez is a great signing. But I think I just expected a little bit more with what they've done in the summer. I'm not saying that they've been bad. Just I think I expected a bit more. What about yourselves?
I think Calvert-Lewin's been outstanding. He's gone off
started off
a
unreal.
little bit, but he's been brilliant. I think he's been the main focal point for them.
It's
Again, if they had a good keeper, they'd probably be.
Yeah, they would have won 1-0 yesterday.
he's a pure liability. I've never seen a keeper like it keep his place, and he's guaranteed an England start, and that's the thing that gets to you. The geezer's just not a good goal. It's not even because of who he is. He's just not a good goalkeeper.
That's what worries me with having a manager like Southgate. He obviously picks and chooses. It's a bit like Lampard. He has his favourites, and he just picks them all the time. So Mount can have one leg, and he will be telling us how great Mount is when Grealish was man of the match. That worries me. And yeah, like you're saying, if this dude's in goal, he nearly murdered Van Dijk this season. And now I don't know, man. There's just not enough words for it, man. It's just not enough words for it. Got quiet. Everyone will always disappoint no matter what happens, even with 150 million team. Yeah, I think that sums it up. They always spend quite big. Yeah, they spend quite big on players. I mean, Sigurdsson costs about £50 million. They spend quite a bit on players, and they seem to just be 6th or 7th every season. I thought Ancelotti was gonna. He started off the season well. They look like a force, but again, that's dipped off. And yesterday, yeah, if you've got Butterfingers in goal, man, if you've got that guy in goal, like seriously,
dinosaur arms, man.
Yeah, like there's just no hope for them. There's just no hope for them. Would you take any of theirs though? I mean, obviously, you would.
What, is it Newcastle? Take them all.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a lot.
If you had to choose, who would you take? Who would you be taking?
What, from Everton?
Yeah.
Oh. There's no point taking Calvert-Lewin because we don't make chances. Probably, you'd want your flair. I mean, I've always liked Rodriguez. I think he's class. But is it Allen they've got in the middle of the park?
Yeah, Allen. Yeah, looks like I think
he's class.
Arsenal will be missing for the last 15 years, to be fair.
Yeah, he's class. So probably him.
You would take him, yeah. What about yourself, Carl?
James Rodriguez all day, mate.
Yeah,
needs something going forward in the
rattled, man. You rattled me nicely, man. I get my hat on. Yeah, James. I think if I was going to choose, I'll probably be taking James. I don't even know if Pickford would be our third choice keeper behind Matty Ryan now, to be fair.
I wouldn't put him in the reserves.
Like I don't even know how he became a footballer. Now I think about it, how did he actually become a footballer?
Because he just loves a race.
You know when you can see, like you see if you watch Theo Walcott, like he's just got pace, so you could be like, okay, that's how he became a footballer because he's got electrifying pace. But when I watch Pickford, I'm like, how did you ever become a Premiership footballer? Not just a footballer, a Premiership footballer.
He's always just one moment away from madness, isn't he? He's the sort of keeper that is just completely unreliable.
I don't think I've ever recovered from that one that he done against Liverpool that time when the ball was just up in the air and he went to catch it on the line and he dropped it. And then I can't remember, it was Origi or someone like that, just tapped it in. But gosh, that guy, I could talk about him all day because I just find him.
We love him up here.
We just find him hilarious. Let's get on to Leeds United, who picked up a 2-1 victory on Tuesday against
a team.
Yeah, against somebody. We're not going to talk about the team that they beat, but again, they're just a mixed bag, aren't they? Like Leeds, 1 minute they look like they're just really good, and then the next minute they just look like they're really bad. You know, it reminds me of the Newcastle team with Philip Albert at centre back.
No, they're nowhere near as good as them.
You know, where it was going to be 5-4 every week. At least, you knew you were going to get a game. You knew you was going to get a game. Like whether you won or whether you lost, you knew you was going to get a game. That's what I feel like with when I watch Leeds. Like you know you're going to get a game, but you just don't know which way it's going to go. But yeah, I don't know. Like they seem to just really love Leeds, don't they? I'm not quite sure what the reason is. What they got smashed. Who is it by? Was it 6-0 by United or 5-0? And then they were still talking about how good the game, like how well Leeds were playing. I was like, they got smashed. Like, how can you play well when you just got smashed? I just don't get it. Do you see anyone there that looks interesting player wise?
I quite like Rafinha. To be fair,
Yeah,
I think the thing with Leeds is that they press the ball so well and are able to attack teams, but their own fans will admit they're quite susceptible at the back as well. So you will get
yeah.
chances if you're playing them. But yeah, Rafinha for me looks like a player.
I don't. Oh, I was gonna say they don't have a goal scorer, but are we gonna include Bamford? Is he
No,
just a?
Nah,
Is he a
he's done a
younger version of?
business.
Is he a younger version of Andy Carroll?
he's not even that good.
No,
Don't
he's
you
not.
can't mention him in the same sentence, bro.
He's had what 4 good months. He was
Literally,
awful in the championship. You know.
that's who he reminds me of. He just reminds me of Andy Carroll, just with a bit
Nah.
more mobility, just a little bit more.
Carroll
Don't
at
get me
that
wrong.
age was a much you're player.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're actually saying Carroll's better than him? Oh, that's cool. And I thought you were saying
Not
that
now.
Bamford
Not
was
now.
better.
Carroll's.
Hey, listen,
I don't know what he is anymore, but
Carroll's performance against Arsenal in the FA Cup is probably the best striker's performance I've seen in a long while. Okay,
yeah,
he
was
didn't
phenomenal.
score,
He was
but
great, except
he
didn't
was
score.
left back, centre back, left wing, right wing. He was everywhere. And considering, I think they said that was the 4th time he's played 90 minutes in 6 seasons.
Mhm.
Like, to be able to pull off that sort of performance, and when he came off, I actually thought, you know what, this is we've won the game now, because I felt like he was the only danger that you guys had that game. And obviously, Almiron is just, we'll talk about him after, but yeah, Bamford. Let's get back to Bamford. So you lot are just saying he's rubbish. You don't rate him.
Overrated, underachieving.
Yeah, he's never done it anywhere other than the start of the season. Don't get me wrong, some of those goals he scored were like really good finishes,
Really
but
good goals, weren't they?
it's just I can't see him sustaining it. No way. Like he was crap at Borough, crap at Chelsea. Like it is what it
So
is.
you don't see a Bamford and Callum Wilson.
No, unless
Well,
Wilson goes there.
I was going to say the only thing is, I suppose we haven't got any other options, so I probably would take him.
Yeah,
Oh
true.
yeah, I hear that. I hear that. What about Phillips in midfield? Because quite a few people talk. I've watched him. I haven't seen anything extraordinary like that's wowed me, but it just seems to be like he knows how to play football. He's a Premiership footballer.
He's a
That's
workman, isn't he? He's a massive
about
workman.
as
He does. He's
Yeah.
like a good Shelby.
Yeah,
A
even
good Shelby.
A good Shelby. He pings the ball around. He's got a decent touch, but
yeah,
Phillips can actually move.
yeah. I'm dying to talk about Newcastle, but there is another team, Liverpool. What's going wrong with them? They're playing Spurs literally in 15 minutes. What is going wrong with Spurs? Not Spurs, sorry. Nothing ever goes right with Spurs, but what's going wrong with Liverpool? Do you think they are just arrogant? Is that what it is?
I think
Has
they're missing
their
Van
arrogance
Dijk.
got the better of them?
Ah,
Is it
they're
that
missing
deep
Van
though?
Dijk.
All right. The only reason why I'm a little less, I have no sympathy for them at all. For one, I don't think many people do, but I just feel like Man City have won the league playing with some really shoddy centre backs. Some of them ain't even they have Fernandinho at centre back for large parts. They've won leagues without Aguero playing for large parts. Should a club of Liverpool size only have 2 centre backs? Because they keep talking about Matip, but Matip has never played more than 20 games in a season. So why they're even counting him as a centre back doesn't really make sense to me. But is Virgil van Dijk that much of a difference? Is he the reason why Salah and Mane are not scoring?
I think a big chunk of it could be down to that because they're
Yeah,
counterbalancing it by over defending. Where if you look at Liverpool
Yeah.
last season, they were free flowing. It was attack because they knew Van
Mhm.
Dijk was there. But Van Dijk was carrying that ball from defence and creating
Yeah.
chances. Whereas this
I heard
season, they've got none of that at all. They've got kids at the back and it's just not working for them.
do you have any sympathy for them? Because they've known for what 2 or 3, 4 seasons now that you need more than 2 centre backs to win a league.
Not in that sense, mate. No, I agree 100%. Like they've got nowhere near the depth of the teams like Manchester City and stuff. And you think after the seasons that they've had that they should be investing more in especially in the bench. So no, I agree. Like I've got no sympathy for that. You've got the money, or supposed to have the money. You're challenging to be a consistent top team. You need to go out and spend it.
Because I mean, I've looked at the players that they've signed in recent years. So they've signed Oxlade-Chamberlain. Probably he's played, like, I don't know. I don't even know if he's played 30 games since he's left Arsenal. They signed Minamino, doesn't play. Jota was a great signing and started off the season well. So obviously we can't really knock that signing. They signed Thiago, which is a signing that I don't feel like if it comes to you, you have to take it, regardless if he fits your system, which I don't think he fits Liverpool's system. They had to make that signing, so they've spent like well over 100 million on players that they possibly didn't need. So that is my major thing with them. Like, why did you sign players that you didn't actually need when you need to replace bloody Divock Origi? Like, just get 15 million pound for him and just move on, man. Go sign a centre back from the Championship, because they're gonna give you more than what you're getting from people like Henderson playing centre back. And I just literally have no sympathy for them whatsoever. They're playing Spurs in, as I said, 10-15 minutes. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Because Henderson and Matip at the back. So glass knees and glass ankles against Kane and
Son are ripping them apart, aren't they? Tottenham win that tonight.
Yeah.
How much? What are you going with? Because we need to clip it. Because if
I'm calling 2-0.
2-0 Spurs.
Kane and Son.
What about you, Carl?
I'm going to go. Usually I'd expect Mourinho to sit back, but I think he'd do exactly what as yourself. I think he'll exploit it. So I'm going to go like.
He's going to go for them today. I think he's going to just try to kill them, because
Yeah.
if you don't want to give Liverpool too many chances. I know they're not firing at the moment, but you don't want to give them too many chances. So what do you say? What are you going with?
I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs.
Oh, 3-1 Spurs. You know what? Just for a bit of banter, I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool today. I'm going to speak it into existence. I don't want either team to win, to be honest, but if I have to choose a team, obviously it has to be Liverpool, and I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. And I am a master at picking the right result, because I always get it wrong. Okay.
The lads.
I don't know. Like, how long have we got? Is Bruce that bad? Let's start with Bruce.
Yes.
Is Bruce that bad?
Steve Bruce is the most inept manager I've ever seen at Newcastle United. He plays the worst football I have ever seen at Newcastle United. He has not got a clue what he is doing, and it is just horrendous. Now, bear in mind, we've sat through some awful managers.
John
Bruce
Carver.
is the worst.
Worse than John Carver.
Worse than Carver.
Glenn Roeder.
Worse than Hullet. Roeder was a legend. I loved Roeder.
What about Alan Shearer? He can't.
Alan Shearer didn't have time. Listen, don't trigger me. Alan Shearer did not have time to do anything with that team.
He was not worse than Alan Shearer.
It's like Rafa. Rafa didn't have time to save that team. But you
know what,
if
if
Rafa stayed, Rafa built on it, and he did.
I think
we started.
Rafa was in between whether he cared enough, and like, I think he wanted to do well. I think if you guys had like 300 million to spend on players, if you had like what all the big teams have got, just the size of your club alone, like your stadium, the fan base, you guys would be challenging for the top spots, easy, and I honestly believe that. But Bruce, yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's got to the point where I actually feel sorry for him, and it's not that it's the fans getting onto him, but he genuinely looks lost in life. Like, he looks like he's at the end, and like, if he gets COVID, I don't know, man. Like, will he come back? Like, will he come back to manage ever again if he gets COVID? Like, that's how ill he looks to me. Carl, like, is he the worst Newcastle manager since you supported them that you've ever seen?
Yeah, definitely. But I do agree with what you're saying. Like, I get on his back week in, week out, and most fans do. But I completely understand. Like, I'm starting to think, like, if that was me, like, there's no way I'd be going to work the next day. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it's mad. He's lucky that fans aren't in the ground, because it would be so toxic. I know it's toxic over social media, but he can't even take questions from the press anymore because he can't deal with it. So I think it has ground him down. And like, none of us want to see a man fucking, get to his wits' end. None of us want to see that, but I do feel like that's the way that it's going. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not enjoying himself. We're not enjoying it. I just don't see why he doesn't move on.
With Bruce, like, I don't know, man. Like, I genuinely feel sorry for him. But is it true that he asked for the job? Like, he wasn't a choice. Did he actually ask for the job? Like, was he on the list of managers? I can't imagine he was on the list of managers. And if he was, he would have been pretty far down.
If you believe the press,
yeah,
obviously it's all hearsay and that. He was 11th choice. But we've never seen the other 10. And the fact that Mike Ashley paid money to release him from his Sheffield Wednesday contract makes you think, was he really that low down the list in the first place?
Yeah.
Because he paid a lot of money to get him.
But yeah, I think it's an interview sort of thing. You guys have been into interviews and you just chat rubbish. Like, you make yourself sound like you know what you're talking about, and you probably don't know what you're talking about. He's probably sold him the biggest dream ever. That, if you give me 100 mil, I guarantee I'll get something out of it for you. And I honestly think that's what he's done. And Ashley's a sort of person that he's never going to admit if he's wrong. So yeah. I know he did admit he was wrong with the stadium, the renaming of the stadium, but that was easy. Like, he honestly probably would have got killed if he didn't change the name. But like, I just don't know what anybody expected. The guy owns Sports Direct. Like, he's known for being budget.
He's a very savvy businessman. He's a very clever man. He's a very, very savvy businessman, but he should never, ever have owned a football club.
Imagine if, like, the owner of Poundland came to take over. Like, what would you think he's gonna do? Like, he knows how to be savvy, don't he? Like, he's just gonna go for the cheap options all the time. And I think that's what's happening. How much blame do you guys put on the players? Are these championship players playing in the Premiership? Are they Premiership players not performing? What's going on? Like, what do you feel? Obviously, Bruce has a massive, massive part because, if you watch your manager, like, the way he comes across in interviews and stuff, that feeds back to you, doesn't it? So is that what's happening with the players? Are they just like, are they playing how Bruce looks? If you get what I mean? Like, is it, like, he looks like he's at the end. Are they playing like they're at the end?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Because I wouldn't say all of them are Premier League quality. Don't get me wrong. We've got some absolute fucking wasters in the squad, but
give me 5 players that you don't want. Like,
yeah, I was just Kraft was my first one out my mouth. 100%.
He's the one that got really, really angry when he got substituted at the Emirates. Like, he didn't know why he got substituted. Maybe because you play really crap, mate.
First game of the season against you last year. Like, he come in for whatever we paid for him, and straight away within 5 minutes, like, he ain't a footballer. Like, he don't know how to defend. Like, I think it was Saka was bombing on at him, and he was sat in the he was sat in the seats with me. Like, it was ridiculous. So I'll let Josh go because I imagine it's going to be the same, but it was Kraft's definitely top of the list.
Kraft. Can't think for him now. Shelby.
Like, what's wrong with Shelby? I think he's got like.
Watch him.
I think he's got ultimate techers though.
Nah,
he's got ultimate techers though, man.
He's a great passer of the ball, but he does nothing. Yeah,
he played in a brilliant cross the other day. Like,
yeah, but he's not tackling. He can't tackle. The man can't run. Like,
you know what? I feel like he's being bullied, like, in a past life. He just looks so sad all the time, and he's really aggressive. Like, he's
Harry Potter, didn't he?
That's the problem. It's because everyone keeps calling him Voldemort. That's why.
Harry Potter beat him, so now he's defeated, man. He's just like not living his best life. But he's just.
So we've got Shelby and we've got Kraft. I feel man. I've got
Hendrick.
Yeah, Jeff Hendrick can go.
Awful.
Come on. You can't put Hendrick in there. Man United and AC Milan were looking at Hendrick.
Have him.
I can't have him now. Mate. Would you have him? Would you have him at Arsenal?
Huh?
Would you have him at Arsenal?
We need someone to clean boots, don't we? Like, I don't know. I just don't get that signing. I mean, it was free, obviously, so it makes sense on that part. But has nobody actually watched the guy play football to realize that was never going to be like? How was he going to? Burnley didn't give him a new contract. Like,
And
what
there's
does
a
that
reason
say?
for that. Exactly. There's
Like,
a
what
reason
does
for
that
that.
say? If Burnley are not like killing to keep him, that should have said. So this is our five-a-side team so far. We've got Kraft.
Sweeper keeper, Kraft.
Yeah, we've got Hendrick and we've got Shelby.
Joe Linton.
Do you think that's harsh though? Because
No.
I feel like he gives energy, man. You put him on the
Maybe
left.
under a different manager, but let's be honest, there's a reason Rafa didn't want him.
Who signed him?
Steve. Well, who did
Mark
sign
Ashley?
him?
Oh, it might have been Lee Charlie, I think.
Yeah,
I don't
who
know.
did
Nobody
sign
knows
him?
who signed him. Nobody actually knows who signed him.
Did it come
This
in
is
a
what's
few? Was it a
getting-
few days after Bruce signed? Joe Linton signed.
Yeah, so,
And sort of like,
Bruce didn't have like any say in it.
Oh,
Like he's
no,
just come in
come
and Joe Linton was there, so we don't actually know who signed him.
nah.
Who
It's like
said
St.
that?
Maximin. Bruce didn't sign St. Maximin. That was done behind the scenes before Bruce even got in.
Joe Linton.
Yeah,
is
someone's
better than
trolling,
Lacazette.
man. He's a troll, man. Can't be trolling me on my show, lad, man. We'll do more on Arteta's system. To be fair, as an Arsenal
He probably
fan,
would.
Arteta doesn't have a system, so
I was gonna say
like,
it's pretty similar to Bruce. There's no system. is
yeah,
there?
there is no system. It's just like, okay, you guys are really good at football, so
That's it.
just go and play football.
Except you've got decent players. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I put them all in the same. Him, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Steve Bruce. Like they're all just the same. Like at least things putting. Oh, Solskjaer's got Man United to the top, or he had them at the top.
Yeah, but look what
Arteta's
he did
gone
with
in a little.
Cardiff.
Yeah, six games in the league, not too bad. Maximum is better. Come on, you're just trolling now. Who doesn't know that? That's just not even worth the effort of typing that out. Sam Maximin is so good. It's not a joke. Like when he came on against Leeds, I actually felt, when it was just someone that was so good in school and it was just annoying because you couldn't get near him. You tried to foul him, but he was that good you couldn't even foul him. And it was just, and all the teachers just like bum sucked him as well because like he was so good. Like they just loved him as well. That's who Sam Maximin reminds me of. Just that really good footballer. How obviously you wouldn't sell him for anything, but in terms of like wingers and attacking players, how high do you put him in the Premiership? Because I have him in the top 10 if I'm honest.
Out of the whole league.
We won't say strikers, but someone that plays wide, like either side on a wide.
I'd definitely like potential. He's definitely got potential to be up there. I think.
How old is he?
2023?
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
he's quite-
I
yeah,
think
he's young.
genuinely think if he was like in an Arsenal side, like he'd thrive. I think he'd thrive.
That'd
Like,
be phenomenal, wouldn't he?
yeah,
Do you think he has the good enough end product? Is that where he needs to improve, or do you feel like it's good enough?
definitely needs to work on it, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely needs to work on it.
Which he'd do under a decent coach.
Yeah.
Because I look at him and I get the sort of feeling a bit of like Traore at Wolves, that they can just run rings around people, but they may get to the byline and just run the ball off the pitch.
Yeah.
But I feel like Sir Maximin's a lot more skillful.
Yeah, he's polished. Traore just runs. He's a tank, isn't he? He's head down and bolt. With St. Maximin, he's sort of like he's got the tricks, he's got the skill set, he's got the pace, he's got the power, but there's no
really
end product there, not often enough.
I mean, when he first came to you guys and he was wearing a Gucci sweatband during the match, so I was just like, we have to take this guy serious, man. He's wearing Gucci on a football pitch. We have to take this guy serious.
He's got the potential to be world class.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping Arsenal do go in for him, but it's going to take a silly 80, 90 million bid to get him, which
I don't think it'd be as much as that.
You don't think so?
No. I think we'd probably take 50, 60
we could
mil.
buy you a cup of that for me.
Yeah.
We might as well, wouldn't it? Just have two Arsenals, an A and a B team, man.
Which one's A and which one's the B?
Yeah, we got a better stadium, though.
That's the thing. Like, you've got a really nice stadium. I mean, I've been there twice. Drew both games actually, to be fair. But yeah, nice little stadium. So far we still got Kraft. We've got John. This team's so dead. We've got John Joe Shelby. And we've got Mr. No Neck Hendricks.
Joe Lennon. Who's the fifth?
Joe Lennon. And who?
Who are you chucking in?
Who would I put in there right now? You know what? Like, I hate saying this because I think he's got potential, but based on this season's performance, and I don't care that we've bought him, I'll put Jamal Lewis in there as well.
I was gonna say you're going to say Lewis.
I know that's harsh. I know it's harsh.
No, I saw it the other day, and like obviously for some reason I've just got loads of Newcastle fans on my Twitter at the moment, and I saw a few of them like just talking about this guy's defensive work. And I watched him the other day, like last two matches, and I just thought at the moment, he's just so bad at defending. And it's not him. It's clearly not him. It's clearly not him because he's not being told how to defend, and he's got no one protecting him in front either. So he's just on to a lose-lose situation, whatever he does. Like, if I was him, I'll just start faking injuries and just chill out, man. Just don't get out of the firing line right now. But that is a very harsh one. But on recent performances, yeah, it's a good shout. What about Hayden? Because Arsene Wenger didn't want to let him go. But he wanted first team football. Didn't he want to leave you? Didn't you want to leave you guys last season?
No, it was a couple of seasons ago, but that was down to mental health and location.
Okay.
So he suffered a lot when he first moved up here because I think his wife was pregnant and she stayed in London.
Yeah.
And obviously that transition just didn't work. But I think since he's been here and got comfortable, and I think he's just settled into the club really well. I can't have a bad word against him. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's a quality player. On and off the pitch, the man's a legend.
So what do you think? What did Bruce keep him? Was it Bruce that convinced him to stay?
No, I think it was Rafa, wasn't it?
No, come on, give Bruce his props, man. You're trying to take everything away from Bruce.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if he did, great, because I know Steve Bruce would be a good manager, 100%. Like, he'll have the players on side, but it only goes so far. But if he's the one that's convinced him to stay, he can have that props from me.
I feel like Bruce is like your granddad. Like, that's the sort of vibes I get from Bruce. But yeah. Arsene Wenger really loved him, but I think it's just because he knew he was going to beat him every time. So there was no sort of rivalry between them because it was just like, yeah, we're going to beat you every time, no matter who Brucey was manager of. And I think it says a lot about Brucey, who he's actually managed. Like, he's had Aston Villa, he's had Sunderland. And I think it also shows that in football, your name just carries you because he shouldn't, like, after Sunderland, should he have really had another job, really? Like, he should never have got another Premiership job, but he's pulled it out of the bag, and I don't know how. Let's talk about the guys that have come in this season. So who have we got? We've got Wilson, we've got Fraser, we've got Lewis.
Hendrick. Big Jeff.
That's I'm never going to get over that signing of Hendrick, man. He's just at football. We're all impressed by Callum Wilson. I think Callum Wilson playing in the right team is always going to get you goals, like, regardless. He could easily play for any of the top teams. The only thing is he's like Ian Wright. Like, that's the sort of striker he is. So I think you always need someone with him to get the best out of him. And obviously you need to put the ball in the box, which over the last couple of games, I can't remember the ball going in the box too much. Have you been impressed by anything Fraser's done? He probably hasn't even played, has he? Like, he's just been injured most of the time, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for him because, like, even when he's come back, he's just not looked fit. Especially not for 90 minutes. So I just don't think he's been handled very well. Like, I'm sure he's one of those that wants to play all the time, but I think Steve Bruce has got to put his foot down and say, look, you're only playing for this amount of time, because he made that mistake. I can't remember which game it was where he's got sent off. Who was that against?
That was 2 games ago or 3 games ago, wasn't
it? Who was it? I don't even remember,
Can't remember.
They're all the same at the minute. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's just dreadful.
We're gonna have to do a Google search.
But he's done that, and it's just because he wasn't fit enough. It was just 2 lazy challenges at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that was on the stroke of half time, pretty much. So, yeah, there's definitely potential there.
I think he looks disinterested.
Oh, Sheffield United. How could you forget it was that game?
Yeah. But I do think he looks disinterested. I don't necessarily. The dream was sold to him about coming up here and playing for the club, but he's gone from Eddie Howe, who's a brilliant manager, lets you know where he wants you, what he wants you to do, to Bruce, who just doesn't deliver that on the pitch for him.
Yeah.
See, this is what I was saying. That I think that's your next manager. I think that should be your next manager. Would you go? Obviously, it's got to the stage where I think you guys would just take anyone, because I heard people talk about taking Frank Lampard, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that's probably a sideways move, getting Frank Lampard in. Would you take Eddie Howe? Would you feel that that's the way to go?
100%. I'd take Eddie Howe, mate. Like, I think with the links from the Bournemouth players we've got as well, and with this strange coaching signing of Graham Jones, part of me feels like if they've got anything about them, that they're edging towards bringing him in anyway. I hope that's the case. I do hope that's the case. But 100% have him at the club. I know people talk about him getting Bournemouth relegated, but let's not forget what he did for all those seasons before.
I think it boils down to the fact more that who's actually going to come in. I don't think we've got many choices, to be honest. Eddie Howe would come because
while you've got him as your owner,
jobs available.
It's a myth.
I said the other day in a tweet, I wouldn't want to play for or manage this club under Ashley or Bruce.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like,
I can't see a big time manager after seeing what happened to Rafa and seeing what they did to him. Why would you want to come and do anything for this club?
Carl, I've seen your message. I know you have to shoot. Tell us where we can find you, Carl.
Yeah, definitely, mate. You can find me on Twitter at Carl Newcastle. You can find me over on Newcastle Fans TV as well, doing everything with them guys. I'm sorry I've had to cut this short. I really enjoyed being on. But yeah, if I can come on again, I'll be on for the full show, definitely.
We've got loads to talk about Newcastle for the rest of the season, so just let us know when you want to come on, and you can come on anytime, mate. Thank you so much for coming on, and have a good evening, man.
Perfect. Cheers, lads. Take it easy.
Mate.
Cheers later.
Let's get back to this comment because it was quite funny. Big up the panel. Here, Newcastle was an amazing way day and the best nightlife in England. Is that true? I'm going to say it's a very, very interesting night out. Even going to the stadium was very interesting. It was the first time I've seen women wear mini skirts in the freezing cold with no jackets on to a football stadium. That was a different experience. So, but when the lockdown's over, get yourself down there. And look, Russ went on a stag do, so almost didn't come back. So that sounds like he had a good night.
It is a mental night out up here. It is absolutely insane.
Let's get back to your interesting team. So we've talked about Eddie Howe. I don't know, like you're saying, does anybody want to go and be the manager of Newcastle while you got
who is there that's available? I mean,
he's the
if
only
you look
one,
at the
really.
managers that are there, who is going to leave their club to come and manage us under Ashley?
Yeah.
Who is, even if they're a free agent, they must be looking and thinking, well, can we get something better than that? The fan base is second to none. We've got I'm a fan, but I think we've got the best fan base in England.
Yeah.
The stadium needs work, it needs renovation, but it's still a fantastic stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The city in itself is amazing. I mean, I've lived up here for 4 years now, and it's the friendliest, happiest place.
Yeah, but, I mean, I know that for a fact, and I want to say the three nicest places I've actually been, or around like I'd say 4 nicest grounds that I've been to, like with the fans. Middlesbrough, obviously Newcastle, Sunderland, so it's just something in the water up there that they're just the nicest people. And Portsmouth,
people,
yeah, like just up there, you guys are just so nice. And I don't know what it is, so I do actually feel sorry for you guys. Can't believe my missus has just got me in McFlurry. Am I going to get in trouble for saying that? don't know. So what do you see happening for you guys now? Like
this season,
where can
at the
you,
moment,
yeah,
relegation.
do you
We are the worst
do you
team in
honestly
the
think you
Premier
can get
League right
relegated
now.
though? Like honestly, let
Unless
me
something
check the table.
changes. Unless something changes right now, we're going to get relegated.
Like, let me see where
Even
you
if he
guys
makes
are.
a couple of loan signings in the next few days, which apparently is on the cards, it looks like we might be signing Chowdhury from Leicester, and it looks like Jeffro
Yeah,
Williams
like I saw
might
that.
be on
Did
his
you?
way.
Why did so many like? Was it because of the tackle that he done on one of your players? Why so many
Yeah, he
Newcastle fans didn't
snapped
want
that
him?
Richie, didn't he?
Yeah, is that why?
Yeah. Do you know what?
So many
It was a
people.
bad challenge. It was an awful challenge.
Yeah, because I
But
saw like loads of no, I don't want this guy playing for my club, and I was like, have you not seen your midfield?
yeah, the kid was late in the
Why would
challenge. It happens. He's only young.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah, he
really
injured
like him. I
Richie.
really
It was a
like
bad
him.
injury. But, I mean, he come up here and he silenced us with a 30-yard screamer. So, I mean, it's one of them things you can't... There's plenty of players that have scored shithouse goals against us, and there's plenty of players that have played up to the crowd, and we've embraced them when they've come and signed for us. So...
Yeah, I mean, like, would you have got Danny Rose back this season if you could have? No, was he bad?
It just wasn't there. You could see the kid's got class, but
yeah,
for some reason he thinks he can go and play for a top 2 team. He's got a bad mentality in terms of where he's actually at in his career.
In his career, yeah, and in his head.
What is he? Is he clubless right now, isn't he?
No, he's still plays for Spurs.
Oh, still at Spurs, but he's not playing for Spurs.
He's not playing. Yeah, it's just not in the squad. So
I would have got Williams back. Jeffro Williams was.
He's been injured though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a year out. But I mean, if the rumours are true and he's on the verge of coming back, then that's great news.
So big news coming out today, about 10 minutes ago. I don't even know if it's big news, but Jesse Lingard rejected you guys for West Ham.
Shock.
Are you disappointed though? Jesse Lingard,
think Lingard's got a little bit of something about him, but I mean, I'd be lying if I ever said that I liked him. I just think he's overrated.
Yeah.
But I've never added a bit more of what we haven't got.
Yeah. There's never been a time where I thought, oh, that guy looks really, really good. I know he's had a good season where he was, but even then I didn't think, oh, this guy's really good. Like,
he's been up and coming for 10 years now.
Yeah, like his career's going to be over before he
He's the same age as Paul Pogba, and yet he's still up and coming.
So, yeah, we've got Fulham have gotten better, but Burnley and Brighton will go down before Newcastle.
Burnley won't.
It's such a tough one. I mean,
anti-football, they'll ground out wins.
They're starting to look. Yeah, they've always been anti-football, and yeah, they're out of all the teams down there, you would say they're the best at grinding out victories. Scotty Parker looks like he wants to play football, and he's not doing too bad. That would be if they do go down and you guys stay up. If you could get him, I think that would be a good signing for a manager. I mean, Sheffield United are on 8 points where they were on 2 points like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. They're on 8 points now.
I don't think they can get out of it. I think
they've got 10 points to catch Brighton, which is that's pretty impossible. West Brom with Big Sam.
See, that's the only reason I'd like them to go down,
Why?
The only reason I want West Brom to go down is because of Big Sam.
Yeah, like he hasn't done nothing. He's coming. He hasn't done nothing. They've won. They drew one match and won one match, and they've lost 4. So not much has changed. Fulham 4 draws in the last 6, 2 losses. So they're picking up slow points, but they've got a game in hand. But again, they're 5 points behind Brighton, and then it's you guys. So they're 6 points at the moment. They're 6 points behind with a game in hand. So it could be free. They're closer. They're closer than I thought, to be honest. They're closer.
We've got some tough games coming up as well, so
they're a lot closer than I thought. So you guys do have to be looking over your shoulder. But do you, even with how bad Bruce is, do you honestly think you can get relegated? I mean, you can
with Bruce in charge. We'll go down this season.
Oh, no. I hope he don't, like, for
And
his
it's a
mental
shame
health.
because we got some decent players. Like you saying about Lingard, I wouldn't put him in the team ahead of any of our attacking players except for Joe Linton.
Yeah.
Like if I had a choice, my ideal starting four up front would be Wilson, Almiron, St. Maximin, and Fraser.
And that's the thing. I watch Almiron and I just think you're just so good, but you're just playing for the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he didn't have to think about defending so much, like, he would just be lethal going forward. Like, I think he could easily play for, like, Liverpool in terms of that press, that because of his energy, and like he loves to give defenders nightmares when he's like chasing them down and stuff. So
definitely, he's class. He is class.
Yeah.
I've said it since he signed. He is a very, very good footballer.
Mm.
But he's never been played in his preferred position.
That's the thing.
And he's gone from Rafa to Bruce. It's like going from Gal Gadot to Susan Boyle. So
that is depressing in itself. Let me see who you guys have in your. Who have you got in your next match?
Everton.
Wow.
Pretty sure it's Everton, Palace, Leicester, Manchester.
I mean, I was going to say, what do you expect to get out of the next games? Yeah, so you're right. You got Everton away, Crystal Palace home, Southampton home, Chelsea away, Manchester United away, Wolves at home, and then West Brom. Like, West Brom is the one game I look at and I think you could possibly win that game.
I think we'll beat Palace up here.
You think you'll beat Palace?
I think we'll beat Palace. I think we'll lose on whatever day it is, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday to Everton.
I think we'll lose that. We'll beat Palace, and then there'll be a bit of.
You guys are
momentum.
really in the mud.
Yeah,
you're really, really in the mud. Like, I didn't think you was that bad in the mud, but you're in quick.
It's a tough run of games, but I mean, who knows? I genuinely do think if Bruce stays, we go down. And I just hope Ashley doesn't do what he's always done and leave it too late.
He's going to leave it too late. I mean, if you haven't sacked him by now, I know you could sack him at any time, but if you haven't sacked him by now, it just means like I feel like he's trying to give him more chances. Which
12 games without a win.
That's so
knocked
bad.
Out even if you're quarterfinals, knocked out.
I'll say even if you're bottom of the league, but you know they're picking up points. I'm seeing stuff that just flashed up. Lingard to West Ham is a great loan.
I think it is a good signing for him. I think West Ham are doing bits this season. I think they look really good.
But would it have been a good one for you though? Like the way you guys
think he would have sat in the team.
He's won trophies. Yeah, he's won trophies, but I don't know if because of the way you guys are playing, if he would have been motivated to play week in, week out. West Ham are putting results together, so fitting in, slotting into their team. Yeah,
like in the league, that's where he's going to want to go, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is a lot easier to join a team when they're playing well than a team that just looks like they're lost. So yeah, what is your prediction for the Everton match on the weekend?
To be honest, I mean, I was on a podcast just before the Everton game up here and we beat them and I said we were going to get smashed. But I also made a point of saying with Pickford in goal, anything can happen.
Yeah, that is God's honest truth, isn't it?
I think I'm going to go for a draw.
You're going to go for a draw?
I think we're going to draw, yeah.
All right.
That's
so obviously, because it's a week away from the next show, we're going to do some predictions. We've got Everton and Newcastle. Obviously, you've just said that's a draw. Man City at home versus Sheffield United on the 30th Saturday. What do you think that result's going to be?
Man City win it.
Could be
it's going to be a battering. It's going to be a 4 or 5-0.
Yeah, it could be a bit sticky, that one. Arsenal versus Manchester United, 5:30 on Saturday.
I think Man United beat us.
You think Man United beat us? Fair enough. Leicester City home versus Leeds on Sunday. Result? Oh, not result. Yeah, prediction, sorry.
Leicester.
Going Leicester.
Yeah.
West Ham, Liverpool.
Do you know what? I'm going draw.
Going draw in that one. And then it looks like what day is it today? Thursday. So, oh yeah, we've got more games next Tuesday. Then we're going again back to Sheffield United versus West Brom.
Boring.
That
Sheffield
is,
United win that, you know. I think they'll
that's
win
just
it.
gonna be a rubbish match, isn't it?
It'll be a proper like shithouse 1-0 win to Sheffield United.
Then we've got Manchester United versus Southampton.
Man United should win it.
Yeah, they should, shouldn't they?
But Southampton are good, you know.
Yeah, Burnley, Man City. I think this is where City could drop points, you know.
Oh, no, City always smash Burnley. 4-5-0.
Burnley, yeah. Burnley at home. Don't know.
Yeah, but City
They're
always
really
murder them. City have got this thing where they beat them like 5-0 consecutively. So
yeah, no, that's true. Leeds versus Everton. I think that's going to be game of the week next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a big scorer. Score draw, high score draw, 3-3, 4-4.
Yeah, 6-6. And then the last game before we meet again is Liverpool versus Brighton.
Liverpool
easy victory.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, but the way Liverpool are playing, we just don't know. Josh, that was an amazing show. Thank you so much for being co-host. We will be here again next week for the Up North show. Josh, tell us where we can find you, because I've just looked and I've definitely spelt your surname wrong.
You have. It's at Joshy Banyard on Twitter. So it's a Y, not a V.
Is that a V? Is that a U?
Is that a V?
I don't know what it is.
It's at Joshy Banyard or at the Locker Room as well is my other one.
We've got a last question for you, sir. As a Newcastle fan, who's your top 4?
Current.
Who's going to finish? I'm guessing he means who's going to finish
top 4 in the league.
City, yeah.
City first, Liverpool second, Man United third, Leicester fourth.
Oh, Leicester. Never thought about them.
In fact, I'm rinsing that. Man United aren't in the top 4. Tottenham third, Leicester fourth.
Oh, no, I really hope that don't happen.
I'm going pure back. I know I said I think they'll finish top 4 earlier, but I'm going back on it. I can't do it.
No, that's going to be a nightmare. So there you have it, Bargain. That was his top 4. Everybody that's liked, commented on the show today, thank you so much. We're here every week at 7:30. Hopefully Josh is not on the stream 27 seconds before it starts next week. Again, you can find me, Big Gunner, on YouTube, Big Gunner TV on Instagram and on Twitter. And yeah, we're here every week, so make sure you tune in, everybody, and have a good evening. And let's hope Liverpool smash those Spuds by 7 goals today, because we hate Tottenham so much, don't we, Josh? Everybody, have a good evening.